Hey guys, I thought I'd do another video. I've been fucking around with my light sourcing to make sure. I keep seeing these stripes that are running up and down the screen, and I don't think they're here now, but whatever. I have OCD. I'm irritated by little stupid things. So the Turkey Boga had seen, I call it Turkey Boga, had seen the original Aliens movie and the second one a long time ago when she was young, and hadn't seen it since. Hold on. So I got her to watch them, and she thought they were pretty amazing. And I went back. The first Aliens I've seen a couple times, a little bit when I was young, and then when I got older I watched it a few times, but I kind of forgot all about it for some reason. And rewatched it, and it was very good. I liked it. Good performances all around. It's a very creepy movie. And then we watched the second one. The second one is fucking amazing. I personally think the second Aliens movie is kind of what inspired all these movies and games where you have this, kind of, it's like the hardcore military unit where you have all these characters that are all goofy and shit, and, they're all hardcore, fucking, yeah. So, Aliens was so kick-ass in so many aspects that we're still trying to play catch-up nowadays. If you look at Halo is fucking, like, built around aliens. Their dropships look almost exactly the same. Their armor is like fucking spitting image. I mean, the aliens don't look... The Flood kind of is a little bit like that because they take you over, right, kind of thing, but... it's crazy. Even, I was saying, Call of Duty 4 borrowed very heavily on the first mission when you go in the boat, borrowed very heavily from Aliens. There's like, 6 references to aliens just in the first level. It's crazy. Anyway, that movie is so fucking good. I still can't even fathom the imagination you'd have to come up with that. Because, first of all, you got H.R. Geiger's designs, right? Giger, whatever the fuck you want to pronounce it, is the one that loaned his artistic ability to the movie. Because at first they were thinking, it would be neat if we had an alien race that's kind of like that hornet. There's a type of hornet that will sting a tarantula, and the tarantula will go into a coma or whatever, because they're immune to their poison, or they're built specifically to hunt tarantulas. So he'll sting the tarantula will go unconscious, he lays an egg, or she lays an egg on the tarantula, and then takes off, and then buries it or whatever, and then the egg hatches, and then it eats the tarantula, and then it's born and takes off. So they were thinking, I think that's what it was, I'm pretty sure, that they said that's what they wanted the alien to be like, and then they talked to Geiger. Geiger gave them the designs, and they went, holy fuck, because he has this kind of biomechanical, kind of fucked up... A lot of his art is very phallic, of course. He's a very weird guy. Anyway, the fucking final design for the aliens is just beautiful. They're so horrific. They got these tubes coming out of their back, and they're all spiny and fucking exoskeletal, and, concentrated molecular acid for blood. So even if you're defending yourself against these fuckers, they still can splash you, and as you see in the second Aliens movie, Hicks gets splashed, and fucking he's like rendered useless for the rest of the movie because of a little blowback. Like, one drop of that shit hits you, and it just goes right through, because in the first Aliens, they're trying to get the facehugger off of, what was the guy's name? John Hurt's character. He's the first one... I can't remember his fucking name. I had it too.
Bishop.
It's not Bishop, no. Bishop's in the second one. No, in the first one. Remember they're having spaghetti? And the buddy starts going, and then it bursts
I
shit.
can't remember what his name is.
Fuck. Anyway, they said when they tried to get the facehugger off his face, they cut it, and the fucking acid ate through the hull. Like, the first floor it went through like fucking water through candy. It was just like water through sugar, like just nothing. And then as it kept going through the floors, it weakened and weakened until the point where it, finally burned itself out, right? So it's fucked up that these things are so fucking deadly. They can slash you to death, no problem with their claws, or sting you. They have tails that are supposedly stingers, and you find out more about that in Aliens vs. Predator. And if you read the book, the second Aliens book, which is basically just based off the screenplay, which is also what the movie's based off of, I think, it goes into how the stingers, they sting you with their tails, and then they can incapacitate you and bring you back to the hive and make you part of the walls and shit. Another thing they don't really touch on in the movie, but they, bury people in their walls so that they're ready to be... My roommate is fascinated by AIDS, so am I. Anyway, they put you in the walls because they secrete this epoxy resin, and they cover the walls with it, right? So they'll put somebody in there and just cover them in resin, and when they wake up, then they get incubated, and boom, facehug grabs them. But they'll put you in, and if it suits their purposes, they'll break your legs to fit you in the wall, or break your arms, or break your back, or whatever. So they have people in all these fucking like twisted configurations, or like hanging in all these fucked up ways to suit their needs, so that when the facehuggers are born, boom, they have the easiest access and shit. Because if you think about it, if you're gonna take somebody, you wouldn't want to just lightly tie them down. You'd want to make sure they cannot fucking move, because that ensures the best, rate of survival for your facehuggers, right? If you're, the alien. So if you break somebody's fucking arms, they're not going anywhere. They're going to sit there in shock. They're going to live, but, they're going to be pretty fucking useless. They can't even defend themselves. So yeah, the fucking second Aliens movie in particular is fucking amazing. Like, it is, in essence, an action movie, but they do everything so well. There's so many themes in this fucking movie. Like, Ripley lost her daughter. She finds that her daughter got old and died while she was asleep in the cryo. So she didn't even get to know her daughter, and then she basically finds a girl who is about the same age, I think, as her daughter, so she gets very protective. Her mother instinct comes out, and it makes Ripley very tough as a character. I mean, her two fears are dying by a facehugger, because she wakes up sweating, like, oh my god. And the other one is to lose Newt, who is the girl she finds in the movie. So these two things compel her to go on to greater things, right? Like, her fear kind of becomes her weapon, you know what I mean? Because she gets so fucking afraid. At one point, the Queen is going to corner her and Newt when the dropship's not there. But she is going to jump off. In the book, they explain that she was planning on jumping off a ledge, so she tells Newt to cover her eyes. And they don't really tell you that it's because she's going to jump to it and kill them both to make sure they can't get... Even though the whole planet's going to blow up in like 2 minutes or whatever. Actually, it's, how many seconds did they get on the boat and they had to go? 20-something? Yeah. They had like 20-something seconds to live before the whole place went kaboom. So that's another reason why the movie's cool, is because fighting aliens is fucking like retarded. Their corpses, just shoot acid all over the place, but then they rupture the coolant system underneath with their, caseless, whatever standard armaments they have in their pulse rifles, and it ruptures the coolant and then causes a thermonuclear, like Paul Reiser says, thermonuclear reaction in Adios Muchachos. So anyway, this whole movie, not only do they have to avoid the aliens, they have to get off the rock before it fucking, explodes. It's such a well-constructed movie. Like, the characters that survive the first wave, I mean, Apone, the fucking hardcore sergeant, ends up buying it, and so does Wierzbowski and, Crow and Frost. And then the main people that are left are Gorman, he gets knocked out, who's the weenie. He's the book-smart guy who's running the show, and everyone has to do what he says, but they don't respect him at all, right, because he has no experience. He survives. Vasquez survives. Vasquez, the hardcore bitch, like, take no shit, basic, stoic motherfucker. And then there's Hudson, who's the, crybaby, who's like, oh, this is too much, Wayne, I can't handle this. Game over, man. But eventually everybody kind of overcomes their fears. Like, Ripley overcomes her terror of the aliens, and, like, she masters her own fear. She overcomes well, basically she protects Newt, so she wins there with the mother instinct. And then Hudson ends up going down fighting, which was his big thing that he couldn't get over. And Vasquez ends up respecting Gorman, which was something that she would never do because he gave his life to come back and save her. So basically all the characters everything's all tied up nice and perfect in this movie. It's just a beautiful package. On the surface, very heavy-duty action movie, but it's got all these other amazing things going on. I mean, Jesus, this movie is fucking good. And some people haven't seen this. Like, she had seen it, but I mean, she forgot about it. My buddy Matt has still not seen the movie, watched half of it, and he doesn't know what he's missing. Like, I can't even... This movie is, like, just kick-ass. Part 3 was good. Like, I like Part 3. I thought it was decent. A lot of people did not. They kind of were going to write it off as a dream or whatever, but I'm glad they didn't. I think 3 was a very good movie. You're back to one alien again. You got this hardcore crew of guys, and... I think it was just a good little movie, on its own, of its own... Huh? Its own recognizance? That's not what I wanted to say. Of its own... I can't think of the word, but I'll think of it later. If you take it just as itself, it's great. Number 4 is kind of weird. I kind of like number 4 in a kind of, it's a good little movie, but it's not quite Aliens. I do like the part where the aliens go underwater, though, because you see them swim like crocodiles. They're fucking fast underwater. So anyway, if you haven't seen Aliens 2,